In the last video, we talked about something called an abstraction, which is this idea that I can use something without fully understanding how it works internally. Where that comes up in this class is in something called a class. Now, we've actually seen a number of Java classes before, but this is the first time that I'm using that word. Classes are types that have methods. Think like goval. We've seen govals before, we've used the goval class, and there are methods of the goval class. What methods can I use on a goval? What about set color? Or maybe set filled. Now we haven't used more than this, but there actually are more methods. You can get the x coordinate of a goval. You can get the y coordinate of a goval. And we saw this with gimage, but this also exists for goval. You can move a goval. All of these are methods that exist in the goval class. Now, we don't know what code was written to actually make and create a goval and make all of these things happen the way that they're supposed to. But we know, since we know what these methods are, we can use them and we understand how to use them. And that's the idea of this abstraction. Who actually had to understand how goval works? There's actually this group called the ACM, the American Computing Machinists. Doesn't that sound like they throw the craziest parties? It's just wild. Their whole mission is actually to create learning materials for people trying to learn the Java programming language. So they made this entire set of classes that had to do with graphics that we are now able to use. Things like goval and gimage and grect and a bunch of other ones that we haven't actually seen before. There's a whole lot that goes into what they've made. And if you're ever wondering, like, what are some of the methods of the goval class? You can actually find this online. So I'm going to go over here. I'm just going to open up a new tab and search for ACM documentation goval. And you can see that it actually opens up the documentation. Here's the goval class. This was also created at Stanford, which is why it's a Stanford link. And you can see actually, if you scroll down, here's all of the methods of the goval class. Look, I can get the height of a goval. I can get what color it is. I can scale a goval. There's a whole bunch down here. Look, here's get x, get y. There's also set color, set filled, all these ones we know and love, including a bunch of other random ones that we've never used before. The fact that I can look at this page and I actually understand, maybe not what all these methods do precisely, although there are descriptions for all of these, but how to use them is this idea of an abstraction. Did I have to write the goval class? No, somebody else did that for me. But now that I've seen the methods that I can use, I can actually use a goval in some interesting and useful way. Let's take a look at a slightly more simple class. There's a lot going on with a goval. Let's look at a class called HotelTelevision. You might be wondering, what is the HotelTelevision? It's exactly what it sounds like. The idea behind this HotelTelevision class is that you're looking at a TV in a hotel room. It's a really common thing, or at least I feel like it was when I was a kid, that we would show up at a hotel and the first thing that you would do is jump on the bed, flip on the television, and see kind of how many channels you get. We never had cable growing up when I was a kid, so it was always very exciting to see like what the hotel TV would be able to show us. And that's the idea of a hotel television. Now, if you imagine what methods might a hotel television have, well, let's find out. We're going to do something a little bit interesting here, which is that we're going to make a new hotel television. If I click here, you'll notice that I can't actually run it. There's no run ACM program like we've gotten used to. What I have instead is this thing that says new hotel television. I can't actually run a hotel television. It's not a program in the same way that my tree graphics program was a program. It's not doing something, but it is the idea of an object. It's an abstract object. So let me create a new one. When I create a new hotel television, I have to name the instance. Let me actually explain that word. We think of a class like a cookie cutter. It shows a template for what a hotel television should be able to do. When I actually click that button that says create new hotel television, I'm basically taking that cookie cutter and stamping out my cookie dough. I'm making a variable or an instance of type hotel television. You'll hear me sometimes use the word variable and instance interchangeably. An instance is just a variable of the type of subclass. So what we're making here is a variable or an instance of a hotel television. Let's just call it TV. And it looks like I have to give it an initial channel, which is an int, you can see here. So let's do 3. And I'm just going to click OK. And you can see it actually pops down this little red box into this area down here. This whole section here is actually called the instance shelf. So now I have my instance on the instance shelf. What type is TV? It's a hotel television. Now, how do I actually do something with this? This isn't all that exciting. Let's click on it, kind of like we were going to run it. And you can see here, here's the methods of hotel television. What can I do? I can make the channel go down. I can make the channel go up. I can get the channel, which tells me what number channel I'm on. I can get the channel name, which tells me kind of like ESPN or CBS or something. And I can also set the channel to something else. So let's first get our channel. We said we started with 3. There we go. It gives us a 3. Let's see what channel 3 is. Look, channel 3 was ABC. We started on channel 3. Remember we wrote a program a while back called Cheese that was moving a cheese G image around? Could I do cheese.getChannel? Would that work? No, because cheese is a G image. It's not a hotel television. Could I do trunk, which was our grect.getChannel? No, because these are methods that belong to the hotel television class. Let's do channel up. If we did channel up now, what should our channel be? Should be on channel 4. Let's see what channel 4 is. There we go, it's CNN. Let's set the channel maybe to channel 7. And let's see what channel 7 is. It's NBC. Very exciting. You'll notice that when I do this, it says tv.getChannelName. Whenever you use a method of a class, it always has to be an instance of that class dot the method name. It is always instance dot method. And we've seen this for all of our other classes too. When we had a G oval before, we had a G oval called leaves in the tree class. We had to do leaves.setColor to color.green. You can't just say set color because the obvious question there is set the color of what? Let's make another hotel television. Let's go here. Let's do new hotel television. And let's call this other TV. And we're going to set this one at channel 2. And again, kind of talking about that instance.method. If I told you right now, change the channel, what would your obvious question be? Which one am I changing the channel of? That's why we have to do instance.method. You have to specify which object you're making changes to or you're using a method on. When I follow this instance.method format, the only methods that can follow the dot are methods of that particular class. Could I do tv.setColor? No, because the hotel television class does not have a setColor method. The setColor method belongs to a different class. So I've kind of defined 3 different words here. We've defined the words class, method, and instance. And let me show you some examples of each of these that we've already seen. Hotel television is a class. We made an instance of that class called TV. And one of the methods that I could do is the method channel up. GOval is also a class. We made an instance of that class called leaves. And we used the method setColor to green. GImage is also a class that we've seen. We made a GImage instance called cheese, and we used the method move to actually move that. So you can see the distinction between these 3 things. The class is the cookie cutter. It's the template for what all objects or all instances of that type need to be able to do. the instance is one cookie. It's one particular object of that type, one particular G-oval that I made, or one particular hotel television that I made. And methods are like the verbs. They're actions that I can do on those particular objects. Methods are specific to a particular class. And again, how do we use those methods? It's always instance.method because those methods are the actions of that class. Let's do something else. Let's close out of these. Let's get rid of these instances. And let's do this. Let's click this button that says new class, which now is a little confusing. I wish that this said new program because it's not just classes in here. Let's make a console program, and I'm going to call this TV program. And I'm going to make this a little bigger and go ahead and actually put it right next to Hotel Television. Let's open up TV program. If I wanted to in here, could I say int num ponies? Yeah, I totally could. Could I say print line hello? Yep, it's just a console program. Could I do Hotel Television TV? I can. What have I done in this line? I've declared a variable or an instance that I named TV. And what type is TV? It's a hotel television. If I say TV dot, what could follow that dot is any methods of the hotel television class. Before I do that though, here I declared TV. Let's first initialize it. TV equals new hotel television. Do you remember when we made a hotel television on the instance shelf? What did I have to tell it? Didn't I have to give it an initial channel number? So let's put a 4 in here. And then if I want to do TV dot, the things that can follow that dot are any methods of the class hotel television. I remember there was one called channel down. In fact, let's make the channel go down twice. And then maybe we can print line, not a prompt line, print line TV.get channel. And maybe we can also print line TV.get channel name. And then maybe we can TV.set channel to channel 5. And then let's do a print line TV.get channel name. You'll notice that I put print lines in some places and not in others. And I want to kind of talk about why I did that. And to do that, I want to go back and actually look at this hotel television here. I'm going to double click and open this. You'll notice that there's some junk going on in here, but I don't really want to talk about this because I don't really care about the inner workings of hotel television. Let's go to this button on the top right that says source code. I'm going to click this and we're going to change this to documentation. Now this really looks like what I pulled up for G-oval from the ACM. What does it tell me? It tells me the methods of the hotel television class. Now you'll notice that the methods that I put kind of on their own line, channel down, set channel, I could have also done a TV.channel up. And then maybe let's do a print line TV.get channel. What do you notice about all of those methods? It was channel down, channel up, and set channel. If you actually look on the left here, these are what we call void methods. Now, void methods change something about the instance, or maybe about the inner workings of what's going on inside of my hotel television. But they don't give anything back to me. If you think about what happens when you press the down button on your TV, it doesn't actually tell you anything. It just kind of changes the channel. It makes something happen on the television. That's not like get channel and get channel name. those ones actually give a piece of information back to me. Get channel gives me an int, and get channel name gives me a string. Let's actually change our TV program a little bit. I want to add one more thing. Let's do one more TV.channel up. And then let's do this. We know that the command tv.getChannel actually gives me back an int. So can I do this? Int x equals tv.getChannel. Yeah, I totally can, because this method gives me back an int. Now there's one important thing I want to bring up. If I then do tv.channel up, does this actually change x? No, these aren't magically linked by something. There's a number in the variable in this box, but if I change the television, that doesn't also change x. Those are two completely separate things. What's the takeaway here? We're learning how we can interact with and use a class or an abstraction that we've never seen before. In particular, we've seen that some of the methods of a class will kind of give me back something. In this case, get channel and get channel name. Often those methods will start with the word get, but not always. And some of them will just make something happen within the class. Those are the void methods. When I'm using an abstraction or using a class, usually the void methods go on a line by themselves. And usually the non-void methods, the ones that give me something, don't go on a line by themselves. Either there's a print line, or maybe I'm putting them in a variable, or maybe I'm doing some math with them or something like that. We haven't actually ran our program, so let's go ahead and just make sure that it all works and try to run it. Let's compile, go back here, and actually run the TV program. And this won't be the world's most exciting program ever, because all it does is print out these couple of things every time that I am printing here. So we're printing the channel after we channel down twice from 4, which makes sense that it's 2. The channel name that goes along with that, we set it to 5 and print the channel name of 5. Then we up and we print the channel name, and this actually doesn't have any output after that. We're going to continue to look at all different types of abstractions as we keep going forward.